Hello and welcome to the Third and Long Podcast, the only podcast for NFL punters. I'm your host, Grant Lee. Third and Long Podcast is brought to you by Little Birdie TV, topsport.com.au, Punting Form, and the home of stand-up comedy, The Comics Lounge. So what an amazing week we had once again, a ton of upsets, and the poor Cowboys got touched up. So let's basically get into it. It's time to introduce my friend, Nick Tedeschi, pro punter and the master behind the tips package, to the house. Welcome, Toprope. How are you, mate?
Look, I'm great, Grant, and I'm just pleased you're here. You're in the wars at the moment, mate.
Mate, between a knee injury, the Cowboys losing, and, you know, my family doesn't like me, I don't think. So it's all good, though. But you know what it's like, Toprope. It's all good, mate. So let's jump straight into the hot topics of the week. We're not going to be joined by Jerry once again today. I don't know about this hurricane that's going on over there, but mate, he's in a bit of trouble on Miami Beach, that's for sure. So, Toprope this week, mate, some pretty massive upsets. It's one of those weeks that I think we get twice a year. We saw the Falcons beat the 49ers, the Pats smash the Browns. The Giants beat the Ravens, the Steelers pipped the Bucks, and the Jets were outstanding against the Packers. Which one were you more surprised about?
Yeah, probably the Steelers beating the Bucks. I know they've got a pretty good record as a dog under Mike Tomlin, but big things expected at Tampa Bay this year. Haven't really got firing. You know, we're seeing Tom Brady blowing up his teammates. He's off at weddings a couple of days before the game. You know, a few question marks being asked there, but Pittsburgh really got no talent, playing a rookie quarterback. Very, very surprising win for mine. Yeah, I like the Packers last week, but the Jets have been playing well, not a huge upset. You know, I did like the Giants last week as well. So, the Falcons, they've covered. They're one of the very few teams to have covered their first 6 games of the season this century. But they were playing a very banged-up 49ers team, particularly in the secondary, so that got a good matchup there. So probably the Steelers for mine, Grant.
So the Jets walked into Lambeau Field and blew the doors off against the Packers. Do you think the Jets are the real deal?
Not convinced that the Jets are the real deal, but starting to really warm to the fact that that Green Bay may not be the real deal. How many chances do we keep giving the Packers? You know, we're seeing a very different Aaron Rodgers this year in terms of how quickly he's getting rid of the ball. There's just not really anything kind of developing. He clearly doesn't trust his receivers. Yeah, I'd say that loss says more about that result says more about the Packers than it does about the Jets.
I feel like Green Bay are definitely in danger of missing the playoffs, and as a Cowboy fan, I love it. So, but anyway, speaking of the NFC East, who do you think is the only team that could get any close to the Eagles? Is it the Giants or is it the Cowboys?
No, I'll stick with the Cowboys. I don't think the Cowboys were awful last week. The final margin was 9. They had a chance to kind of get it back to within a score late in the game. Didn't have the carry points. Look, you've got to remember that they were playing the backup quarterback. We're going to have Dak back this week. I think that they can absolutely run with the Eagles there. The Giants, look, I've underestimated them all year. Been on them a couple of times, been against them a couple of times. I think they're a very big play this week. And Brian Dable is unquestionably the coach of the year for the tournament. He's certainly instigated there. But I think that the Cowboys are way more of a real deal than the Giants.
So it looks like Christian McCaffrey is going to be on the move, and the front runners at the moment are the Buffalo Bills, the Rams, and the 49ers. Who do you think will retain his services, and will that make them the biggest threat in the NFL?
Well, as a 49ers fan, I would absolutely love to see Christian McCaffrey come out and play in the Bay Area. Where he will be best served will be at the 49ers. You know, no coach gets more of his running game than Kyle Shanahan. Very intricate run setups there. Loves to run the ball. So I think from a kind of production point of view, that's where his best chance to lob is. You know, if he goes to the Bills, it's just going to confirm them even more as the Super Bowl favourite. It's already well and truly favoured to win the Super Bowl. I think he would, naturally, as one of the better running backs in the game, particularly from a catching point of view, he will certainly help shorten them up and kind of fill a hole that they need, because their running game is, the production of running back is fairly poor at the moment. So, I think the Bills, if he wants to win the ring, but if he wants to boost the numbers, the Niners is the place to go.
It'd be pretty scary if he did go to the Buffalo Bills, that's for sure. So we saw another classic game between the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City. It was like a heavyweight fight. Is this the newest rivalry in the NFL?
Yeah, look, it's one of those ones you kind of get in most sports where kind of two ascendant teams with similar styles are kind of both kind of peaking at the same time. This is not your traditional rivalry. This is not a rivalry based on geography, but this is very much we're both very good and we're both kind of challenging for championships right now. We've played some great games, and you just love seeing Allen against Mahomes. So Bill certainly got the upper hand this year. Kind of turned it around from January, but these two will be going at it for a few more years yet.
I know it's too early to say, but I feel like Bill Belichick has found his new Tom Brady. Bailey Zappi continues to just impress. When Mac Jones is ready to go, do you think they'll stick with Bailey?
Well, Mac Jones is ready to go this Monday night, so we'll soon see. So we're going to get an answer to this question very, very quickly. I tend to agree with you. Bailey Zappi, offers a little bit more in the way he plays the game, a bit more direct. Belichick, we're going back 20 years now, but wasn't afraid to make the big decision after giving a massive contract to Drew Bledsoe to move to Tom Brady. Is he willing to move on from a first-round draft pick who got some good production in year one with Mac Jones? Don't know. Would be surprised if he went that way on Monday night. They've got the Bears. It's a big move and one that's kind of hard to get back from. So I think we'll see Mac Jones on Monday night, but I certainly wouldn't be having my last that Mac Jones will be QB1 by the end of the year.
And finally, the New York Football Giants are 5-1, playing against the Jags, who are 2-4. And the Jags are heavy favourites. Have the bookies got this one right, Toprope?
No. A lot of disrespect being shown to the Giants here. We'll certainly cover that game a little later, I'm hoping, but certainly a game that I like the looks of in terms of both the total and the plus. But the Giants getting 3 points, I think, is incredibly disrespectful. There's a couple of good angles here. Dogs who have won and covered 80% of their games, 12-5-1 against the spread. And Dogs week 1-8 with a total of less than 42, 53, 28-1 against the spread. Jones has covered 14 of 20 on the road. The Jags covered just 3 of their last 14 overall, 4 of 13 at home. You've got to be with the Giants this week.
Thank you for that, Toprope. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with To The House. Welcome back, and now it's time to The House. Brought to you by topsport.com.au, family owned and operated for 35 years. Bet with a bookie you can trust. Bet with topsport.com.au. So, Toprope, let's have a quick look at the bookie wrap for week 6.
Yeah, we saw 7 of 13 favourites win straight up, which was a little below what we'd expect. 6 of 13 covered at the line. Big week for the under again. 9 of the 13 games went under. Home teams 8 of 14. So we're seeing favourites probably win at a lower clip than you'd normally see, only 55 of 92. They're certainly not covering. If you're an underdog punter, you're covering 59% there. And we're seeing the under hit at 60%. This is, I think, the third biggest under season in the last 35 years in the NFL. So totals well and truly off there. So, I'll certainly look a few unders this week as well. I don't think we're about to see any change in that.
So how did you go in your tip package to the house this week?
Yeah, we eked out another profit there. Got 3 out of 5, 15.5 units bet, plus 3.11 units. It takes the season tally to plus 28.15 units at 31.98% POT through 6 weeks. So no complaints there. The Washington-Chicago total under 38.5. You're not going to find an easier watch than that. Baltimore Giants snuck under by a point. Looked in a bit of strife there, but got the job done. Jags plus 2.5 looked very good until right at the death, where the Colts scored a touchdown. Looked like they were marching up for a field goal. Would have got cover there. It wasn't to be. Seattle +3, they won by 10, easy watch. And the Panthers +10.5, probably a little stiff. They lost by 14, but Carolina just are really a very, very, very bad team.
So let's have a quick look at Jerry's shoebox. Take it away, Toprope.
Not much to say here. Jerry, 0 for 4. Lost all 8 units there, 10, 13 and 1 for the year. Down 7.91%, 15.2% POT, but those who know Jerry knows he's made a career out of finding winners in the NFL, so I'll be sticking with Jerry. He going through his games, he's had the Browns -2.5. They were well beaten by the Pats there. The Tampa Bay Pittsburgh total over fell down by a touchdown there. The Dolphins failed to cover against a very good Minnesota team, and the Cardinals were poor against the Seattle Seahawks.
Well, it was a crazy week in the NFL, that's for sure. So trust me, Jerry will bounce back. He always does. So let's jump straight into the game. So this week we're lucky again. We have 7 matches. Let's open up with my favourite match of the week, Detroit at Dallas, Monday, 4 a.m, ESPN. The line, Cowboys -7 and the total 48. So the Pats defense stopped the Lions offense last week. The Dallas Cowboys lead the NFL in sacks and sack differential. Their defense is top 5. They're 4-1 without Dak, and now Dak is back. What do we think about this one, Toprope?
Yeah, I think it's been a really hard game to assess. Leaning towards Detroit getting the touchdown +7 there, but I'm not a huge amount of confidence. They've covered 14 of their last 9 off a bye, which probably doesn't say a lot, but they're a team that prepares well. They've covered 5 straight against a winning team. They've covered 9 of 13 off a loss of 14+. No knock on Dallas here. They're going to take a little while to readjust with Dak back on the saddle, but leaning towards Detroit, no confidence.
So let's jump straight into match number 2. It's Green Bay at Washington, Monday, 4 a.m, ESPN. The line, Packers -4, and the total 41 points. So no Carson Wentz. Does this make the Commanders better? That's the big question.
Well, yeah, I tend to agree to the Grant.
I reckon too. This is one of my favourite bets, but we'll get to that later. But the Packers need to bounce back. Aaron Rodgers wants to simplify the playbook, which as a fellow football player, I don't understand that at all. But where should the punters put their dollars on this one, Toprope?
Yeah, love this as a betting game, which kind of surprised me a touch, but I'm with you. Washington, I think, a great bet, plus the 4 points. Also loving the under 41.5 here. The Commanders covered 7 of 9 in the last 9 with a backup quarterback, so I don't think there's any worry about going to Tyler Heineke. Home dogs with a total of 42. That's 41-25, 1 against the number. Home dogs off Rodgers in the Eastern Time Zone covered 4 of 15. Look, really keen on Washington this one, and the under is a red hot bet here. Home 3.5 plus dog off a win weeks 1-8, 30 and 17. Green Bay, they've gone under the total in 11 of 16 off a loss of 14 plus. The Commanders 7-1 to the under in their last 8 home games. So backing the under and Washington both with a good degree of confidence here.
Amazing. Thank you, Toprope. Let's jump straight into match number 3. Cleveland at Baltimore, Monday, 4 a.m, 7 mate. The Ravens are -6.5. The total is 46. Heard a crazy stat today, Toprope, that apparently Baltimore have not been leading in a game for a total of 103 seconds, which absolutely blows my mind, and they're 3-3. So, look, it's one of those things where I think Jacoby Brissett has now turned back into a pumpkin. What do you think about this one?
I remember a time where he wasn't a pumpkin, so lean towards Baltimore here. Not a huge amount of confidence. Yeah, you would think there'd be some positive regression coming their way, considering the set you just rattled off there. Also, home division favourites for 6 or more for loss, 38-25 against the spread. So I'm always keen to play against Cleveland as well. Best bet in the game, probably the under. Home division 6+ favourite for loss. The under is 39-24. The under is hitting 8 of the last 11 clashes in Baltimore with the Browns, and The under is 13-3 when the Browns are off a double-digit home loss, 6-2, and the Ravens play a losing team. So looking about the under 45.5 here.
So let's head straight into match number 4. It's Seattle at LA Chargers, Monday, 7:25 a.m., 7 mate. The Chargers are -4.5, and the total is 50.5. This is a coin flip game for me. Seattle are getting better each week. They are 14. They're 14-1 to win their division, which I think is a pretty roughy good sort of bet. The Chargers have played an extra quarter from last week, so let's see if that changes the result. Who you got on this one, Toprope?
Yeah, Fans trying a really hard game. It's probably leaning the Chargers a touch. Covered 4 of their last 6. Not hugely confident. That's one of the best bet in the game. Probably the under. The under is 11-5 when Seattle are on the road, 9-3 when against a winning team. And in the 12 games where the Chargers have been coached by Brandon Staley, where the total has been higher than 50, the under is 9-3. So I will be betting the under as the main play in this one.
So match number 5, the one that you'll be watching very, very closely. Kansas City at San Francisco, Monday, 7:25 a.m. on ESPN. The Chiefs are -2.5, and the total is 48.5. I love the Niners. They had 11 starters out once again last week. Their defense allows the fewest yards in the NFL. Kansas City is still the number 1 offense in the league. They lead the NFL in first downs, touchdowns, and scoring. Can the Niners do it this one, Toprope?
Yeah, they can. Not a huge amount of confidence here, but the Niners are 16-4 against the number when Jimmy Garoppolo is an underdog. 12-1 against the number when Garoppolo is an underdog, and the total is less than 50. So definitely lean towards the Niners here. I think they can certainly kind of limit the Kansas City offense. Best bet though in this one to me is the under, and there's a big angle at play here, which makes this a very good bet. The under is 133.86 when there's a home dog with a loss of 14 or more points. It's hitting 12 of 14 San Francisco games overall, 13-3 when they're off a loss. Backing the under 48.5. I think the number is way too big for a Niners game.
So match number 6, Pittsburgh at Miami, Monday, 11:20 a.m. ESPN. Lions. Dolphins -7.5, total 44.5. Does this Miami team return to the form at the start of the year where they're undefeated and so dynamic? And with Trubisky back, can the Steelers cause an upset on this one, Toprope?
Yeah, this is a really difficult game to assess. Don't love it as a betting proposition. Leaning towards the Dolphins. I'm not convinced about Pittsburgh, and I'll never be convinced about Mitch Trubisky. Under is probably the play for me. Under is 45-19-1 when the Steelers are on the road, 11-5-1 when they're off a win. It's hitting 11-16 Miami games overall, so probably lean towards the under in this one.
So our final game of the week, Orko, cue up that Monday night theme, my friend. Match 7, Chicago at New England, Tuesday, 11:15 a.m. ESPN. The Pats are -7.5. The total is 39.5. So is Bill Belichick the best coach in the league? The Pats defense is in the top 10. Bailey Zappi, to me, is the next big thing. And the Bears got smashed again on prime time. Where is the love on this one, Toprope?
Yeah, I don't care about quarterback in this one. I'll be backing the Patriots and backing with a huge amount of confidence here. They're a team that holds form. They're 24-9-1 against the spread. Off a win of 14+, they've covered 7 of Tampa win. They've beat up on bad teams. They're 35-17 against the spread in the last 52 against teams with a losing record. They've covered 13 of the last 19 when favored by more than a touchdown. Just give me the Pats in this one. I think they're going to absolutely smack a very bad Chicago team who have covered just 2 of their last 7 on the road. Justin Fields covered just 1 of 5 in prime time.
So with Christmas around the corner, we all need to make some money, and especially if you have 3 kids like myself, you want to head straight to littlebirdie.live, hit up the Little Birdie shop, jump on the boys package to the house, and the Shoebox for $22 a week. If you're serious about NFL punting and you want to show off to your mates and pretend you know what you're talking about and make some money, head to the house. So speaking about money, how are those Super Bowl odds looking, Toprope?
The Bills continue to shorten. The win against Kansas City, the rumour that Christian McCaffrey could end up there, certainly helping drive that. Philadelphia in the clear second favourite now, still absolutely airborne at the moment. Jalen Hurts certainly getting some love in the MVP chatter as well. We're seeing Kansas City probably stay firm around the $8.50 mark. Tampa Bay getting out the back door at 13, we're seeing $20 or more. The rest led by Minnesota and Baltimore and San Francisco. So of those ones at 20 or plus, I think Baltimore absolutely big goes. They're better than the 3-3 team at the moment. So I still think they're primed to win that division as well. So I'd be pretty keen to get on Baltimore at $21.
So now it's time for my favourite part of the show. Each week, our panel of three are granted $100 to invest by topsport.com.au. And we have our chosen charities. And to be honest, I'm back on the winners board, ladies and gentlemen. So how did you go, Toprope?
No, Jags plus 2.5, so didn't get the cash this week.
And Jerry had a loss too, minus 2.5 on the Browns. So who have you got for this week, Toprope, for your charity?
I am waiting until the very last game of the week. I'm on the New England Patriots minus 7.5.
So for all the punters out there, I am on Washington plus 4.5. I feel that the Commanders are definitely a better team without Carson Wentz. And Jerry, for the Lost Dogs home in North Melbourne, he's got $100 on the Bengals at -6. So hopefully good luck there, Jerry. So
don't worry about the Lost Dogs home, Grant. I'm more worried about the Lost Jerry home. Where are you, Jerry?
I don't want to comment. I don't want to make any jokes because the big bosses upstairs will get a bit angry. So, but we love you, Jerry, and we hope to see you before January. So, all right. So let's jump straight into our third and long ankle breakers competition. This is a chance for the viewers to win some signed memorabilia. Last week, our winner was Corey Brown, who tipped the Eagles by 10 points. So congratulations there, Corey. So this week, guys, our match is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Miami Dolphins. We're week 7 now, so you should know how to enter. But if you don't, so basically enter which team wins and by which margin. So, for example, I'd like to say the Dolphins will win by 4 points. Be sure to put it on your social media. So you'll need to put it on Twitter at littlebirdie.tv, at Third and Long TV. And to qualify, you must tag one friend and enter just once. So, guys, another amazing week. Thank you for all your insight once again, Toprope. And be sure, guys, to head to the shop, purchase to the house and the shoebox. And that's a wrap for another week 7. And good luck punting there, Toprope. And so remember, head to littlebirdie.live to subscribe to all the packages from Jerry and Toprope. You can follow us on YouTube. Find us on Apple Store, Spotify, SoundCloud, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And be sure to follow Little Birdie TV, Third and Long TV, on all the social media handles. And remember, guys, for all your NFL action, it can be found at topsport.com.au. Invest wisely, punters, and enjoy week 7.